Craig, let me ask you this, right? Um, so during this offseason, we've seen a lot of player empowerment, especially on a different level. Um, Recently, we've seen Russell Wilson. I've never seen Russell Wilson say this publicly. Well, I have one time. I have when he told the Seahawks they better sign him or he's leaving, and they did. And then he came out and he said that the offensive line needs to protect me more. We know about Matthew Stafford. We know about Deshaun Watson. So, what are your thoughts on the player empowerment this day and age?
I'm for it. Like I like it. I think the NFL players are seeing what the NBA players have done and how much they get paid, and um, they have guaranteed contracts, unlike NFL for the most part. Like the whole contract pretty much is guaranteed, but like they see what they have done and how they pretty much influenced their way from one situation, bad situation or good, whatever the situation may be, to another situation, and pretty much got to the team that they, for the most part, got to the team that they were looking to go to, like Anthony Davis. They want to go to LA. He got to go to LA. I guess the only exception, James Harden, he wanted to go to Philly or Brooklyn. He got to go to Brooklyn. I guess the only exception would probably have been Kawhi. He went to Toronto, but I don't think he really wanted to go there. I think he wanted to go to LA or somewhere else like that. But pretty much you get to have your influence as a superstar. You have your influence pretty much of where you want to go, and I am definitely with Russ. Um, the line kind of like he kind of brings some of it on himself as well because he likes to scramble and hold on to the ball a little bit longer, and which is a custom, unlike somebody like Tom Brady or something like that. But Tom Brady's line is better than Russell Wilson's line, so he kind of puts himself in that situation. But he's been sacked a lot of times. He's been sacked too many times. So in order for him to kind of keep going with his career, he sees how long Tom Brady's been playing till 43, going on 44. Like he wants to play till he's in his 40s, or how long Drew Brees has played. Like he doesn't have um that line to help him survive at this rate to survive that long. In my opinion, like I think if he keeps getting hit like he's been getting hit, it's just his career is going to be shortened. Deshaun Watson kind of like he wants out of the situation he's in. Like he doesn't like what's going on in Houston, obviously, with the ownership and him, being lied to basically, and I think just trading away DeAndre Hopkins kind of helped that as well. Head coach there that they had, he's not there anymore, but that didn't help the situation. Matt Stafford wanted out as well, so I'm all for the player empowerment movement in the NFL. It's especially if it can help not only your situation but other situations down the road. Um, these guys are just in the league where your career can be there 1 year and then like a couple years later it's not. So I mean I'm all for these guys trying to get the most out of their career and go to a situation, excuse me, that's better for them in the long run, or make like Russell Wilson's doing. I think he wants to stay in Seattle. Um, it's my opinion. I think he wants to stay there, and I think that he just voicing his opinion, like, please get me some help on this offensive line because I, I'm the quarterback. I'm the head guy. I'm the captain of the team, and without me, we're not really going anywhere. And he just wants to be secure as far as longevity. He doesn't want to have concussions, waking up years later, and having all these issues that a lot of players from the 90s and the 80s have been having. So I like the movement. I like the way it's going. It can be a dangerous situation, but I'm with the players on this.
Joe, what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I'm with the players. I like them being able to have a voice and have a choice and being able to make their own decisions. I hope it doesn't go quite as far as the NBA, where small market teams are at a big disadvantage because if they do hit the lottery and draft a good player, the chances of getting them to stick around are really low because you know they don't want to live there. Like Oklahoma City had three Hall of Famers on their team at the same time, and after a couple of years was left with nothing because nobody wanted to live in Oklahoma City. So I hope that doesn't happen to the NFL, but I like the parody of it right now. I think one of the big changes that gave specifically quarterbacks a lot of power was the the contract shift that was made. I guess it was almost 10 years ago at this point, where they put a cap on the rookie deals because back Jamarcus Russell, quarterbacks around his time, he got paid 50-60 million dollars before he even touched a football and flamed out. And it was shortly after that they put in the rookie uh, cap limit, and because of that, that money had to go somewhere, and it went to quarterbacks. And that's when we saw the big balloon of quarterback contracts. And just 4 or 5 years ago, $20 million a year for a quarterback was a big deal. Now it's the Teddy Bridgewater. He might be okay for a couple years. Let's give him $20 million, and all that money is giving them a lot of power because they can hold the team hostage. It's a very important position, and they have a lot of power to go along with it. So I'm all for people using that power, and wish them the best of luck.
Okay, Mo, what do you think, Mo?
Dave, so the players that we've just mentioned that have stood up and kind of led, I guess, the kind of charge on this player empowerment have earned that right. I think that's one thing we have to, I guess, hold up front is they've earned that right to kind of speak up. You know what I'm saying? It's like I tell people all the time, once you get to a certain point in your career or a certain point, are you just chasing money or are you trying to win? Now, if you got the money, are you trying to win? So James Harden sitting here like, man, I got the money, and he added my endorsements. I got money, but do I want to sit here and be another? Do I want to sit here and be another? Not to say he's on Iverson level, but do I want to sit here and be another Iverson or another Barkley or somebody of that nature who's I put up these huge stats and my number's gonna be top 10, top 5 all time, but I ain't got no ring to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of these players, Russell, he's earned that right. And it's not like Russell's going out there saying, oh, go get me Julio Jones and 3-4 receivers. He's saying, give me an O-line to protect me so that we can win and also so I can protect my career. I've earned that right to say that through my stats, and he's shown what he can do. And then I think also, he won't say this out loud, but Russell seeing the other people that he know he's just as good as going to championship games and winning now. He's seeing the Mahomes win. He's seeing Tom Brady go win. He's seeing these other people he's on the same level as going to win. And now he's like, man, I want a piece of that puzzle. I want a piece of that prize again. So I have no problem. If you've put the time in and earned the right, I have no problem with these players like Deshaun Watson and others speaking up and saying, hey, I got to move on. I want to win. I can't stay in this bad situation. I can't stay in this unstable organization who's not showing they're trying to win. And now it's looking bad because guess what? The quarterback position is always what we're going to blame first when things go wrong. A lot of times, closed doors, we can all sit back and say, oh, the organization. But a lot of these media people, a lot of people going to be like, well, oh, he missed that throw. Oh, he missed that. Oh, he did that. But quarterback, like, give me something for me to look better with. And that's why I say it's unfair right now I feel bad for Sam Darnold with the Jets, but it's the situation you're in, and it's just the world we live in. And he's going to shoulder that blame and probably get rid of all these other moves. But you've given him nothing to really for us to evaluate him with. Like his best receiver right now is what? Ronnie Anderson? But his second best receiver, no disrespect, his second best receiver is what?
It's Jameson.
Dude in the slot that used to play for us.
Jameson Crowder.
Jameson Crowder. Are you really winning games?
That might be his best receiver.
Are you really winning games right now with that? You know what I'm saying? Your two running backs over the last couple of years is a broke down, unmotivated Le'Veon Bell and 38 years old Frank Gore. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? What are you really giving this kid to evaluate him on? No disrespect to Frank Gore, first ballot Hall of Famer. No disrespect intended at all. But at 38 years old, what production he giving you for you to have a chance to win? You know what I'm saying? So I'm truly all for player empowerment and them speaking their minds as long as it's in a respectful platform, as long as you put yourself in a position with your winning and your community service in order for you to put a platform out like that. But if you ain't done nothing and you ain't been successful, don't come running your mouth talking about, I want to get out and this unstable and that's unstable. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I hear all you guys. Actually, I like it. I think the NBA We've seen this from the NBA probably for a while. You know, I would say even maybe, yeah, I gotta get that to him. Even before LeBron, the NBA stars, if they wanted out, they would do it. You know, people gotta remember, Kobe was a Laker for 20 years, but he demanded they get Paul Gasol. Uh, you know, Shaq wanted out. They got him to Miami. Um, you know, I mean, this is I can understand LeBron was like, give me AD wanted to play with him. Like it's you know, I agree with it. I do think it should be done in a different way. Because for a long time, I mean, let's be honest, man. The NBA and NFL owners, they're quite disrespectful to players. And I get it. You're an owner. You're a billionaire. These players make you a lot of money. And sometimes I think that not all owners, but some owners in the past and now have looked down at players, maybe a little dehumanized them just because they look at them as maybe a cash cow. And no fault to them. It's like, well, if I'm paying you this amount of money, I want this amount of results. And this is why, because I'm paying you. But I love it because even though the player's getting paid that amount of money, the difference with the NFL is the NFL can cut you and they'll just take a dead cap. NBA contracts are guaranteed. So, and I was like, man, and I think now the NFL, that's why I think you see a lot of NFL players try to get shorter contracts because they know that a team could cut them, right? You know, that was the difference between Dak last year. Cowboys wanted 5, Dak was like, I want 4. Think about it, like Kirk Cousins started this movement. He's like, I want a 3-year contract. Now he's about to get paid. They just did an extension. If they cut him, though, he's going to get paid again because he's going to be under that 40 range. And people need a quarterback with a good injury history who doesn't get injured. Boom. He fits right into a lot of systems. He's a good captain. He's a quality guy. He's a good